Have you ever stood in the produce aisle thinking, fruit is healthy, so I can eat as much as I want? If you have, you're not alone. Millions of people believe that every piece of fruit is automatically good for their blood sugar. But the truth is much more surprising. Some fruits can help your body respond to insulin more efficiently. Others can send your glucose levels soaring before you even realize what's happening. What's even more surprising is that the difference isn't always the fruit itself. Sometimes it's the way you eat it. Today, we're going to rank 7 of the most popular fruits from the worst choice to the best if you're trying to keep your blood sugar under control. By the end of this video, you'll know which fruits deserve a permanent place in your kitchen and which ones should become an occasional treat instead. And don't worry, this isn't about giving up fruit altogether. Fruit contains vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber that your body needs. The goal isn't to eliminate it. The goal is choosing the right fruit, eating the right amount, and pairing it with the right foods. One small change at breakfast could make a bigger difference than you expect. Before we begin, let me ask you a simple question. Which fruit do you eat most often? Apples, bananas, watermelon, blueberries? Leave it in the comments below. I read your comments every day, and they help me decide which topics to cover next. Now, let's talk about why fruit creates so much confusion. When most people hear the word sugar, they imagine candy, soda, cookies, or ice cream. Fruit feels completely different because it's natural. But your body doesn't simply see the word natural. It responds to the nutrients inside every bite. Most fruits contain fructose, a natural sugar. Unlike glucose, fructose takes a different route through your body. Instead of entering the bloodstream immediately, it travels to your liver first. That sounds like a good thing, and sometimes it is. When fructose comes packaged with plenty of fiber, your liver processes it gradually. The fiber slows digestion, sugar enters the bloodstream more steadily, and your body has time to respond normally. But remove that fiber, or choose fruits that contain a lot of sugar compared with the amount of fiber they provide, and everything changes. The sugar arrives much faster. Your liver suddenly has much more work to do. Your pancreas releases more insulin, and instead of steady energy, you may experience a rapid spike followed by an energy crash a short time later. This is why two fruits can look equally healthy while producing very different effects inside your body. It's also why fruit juice almost never behaves the same way as whole fruit. When fruit is juiced, much of the fiber disappears. You're left with concentrated sugar that can be absorbed much faster than if you had simply eaten the fruit whole. Smoothies can create a similar problem depending on how they're prepared. While they may still contain fiber, drinking your calories often makes it much easier to consume far more fruit than you would normally eat. Think about it. Most people would never sit down and eat 3 bananas, 2 cups of berries, half a mango, and an apple in one sitting. Blend them into a smoothie, and suddenly it feels completely normal. That's why the amount matters just as much as the fruit itself. Now that you understand how fruit affects blood sugar, let's begin our ranking. Coming in at number 7 is a fruit that surprises almost everyone: watermelon. At first glance, watermelon seems like the perfect healthy snack. It's refreshing, full of water, low in calories, and a favorite during the summer. But here's where many people get caught off guard. Watermelon has a relatively high glycemic index, meaning its carbohydrates can raise blood sugar faster than many other fruits. Because it's mostly water, it's also incredibly easy to overeat. One slice becomes 2. 2 slices become half the melon. Before you know it, you've consumed far more sugar than you intended. Does that mean watermelon is bad? Not at all. It simply means portion size matters. Instead of eating a large bowl by itself, try enjoying a few cubes alongside a source of protein or healthy fat, such as Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a handful of nuts. That combination slows digestion and helps reduce sharp spikes in blood sugar. And that's an important pattern you'll notice throughout today's ranking. Very few foods are completely good or completely bad. Often it's the quantity and what you eat with them that makes the biggest difference. Now let's move on to the fruit that comes in at number 6. Number 6, pineapple. Pineapple has earned a reputation as one of the healthiest tropical fruits. It's packed with vitamin C, contains antioxidants, and is famous for an enzyme called bromelain, which may support digestion. But when it comes to blood sugar, pineapple isn't nearly as friendly as many people believe. The reason is simple. Compared with many other fruits, pineapple contains a relatively high amount of rapidly available carbohydrates, and not much fiber to slow them down. That means your body can absorb its sugars much faster than you'd expect. Fresh pineapple is certainly a better choice than canned pineapple packed in syrup. And pineapple juice? That's an even bigger problem. Once the fiber is removed, you're essentially drinking concentrated fruit sugar. Your body absorbs it quickly, making it much easier for your blood sugar to rise. If you enjoy pineapple, you don't have to avoid it forever. Instead, think of it as dessert rather than a snack. Have a few small pieces after a balanced meal, instead of eating an entire bowl on an empty stomach. Your body will usually handle it much better that way. Now let's move to another fruit that often surprises people. Number 5, mango. Few fruits taste as sweet and satisfying as a ripe mango. It's rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, antioxidants, and several plant compounds that support overall health. So why isn't it higher on this list? Because sweetness usually tells us something important. Mango naturally contains a large amount of sugar. For someone with healthy insulin sensitivity, that's rarely a major concern when eaten in moderation. But if you're already struggling with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes, large servings of mango can push blood sugar much higher than many other fruits. The biggest mistake people make isn't eating mango, it's eating too much of it. A few slices after lunch, perfectly reasonable. An entire large mango blended into a smoothie for breakfast? That's a completely different story. Portion size changes everything. Remember, healthy foods can still become unhealthy when the quantity becomes excessive. Now let's talk about the fruit sitting in millions of kitchens every single day. Number 4, bananas. Bananas are one of the most misunderstood fruits in nutrition. Some people claim they're terrible for blood sugar. Others insist they're one of the healthiest foods you can eat. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. What most people don't realize is that a banana changes as it ripens. When it's still slightly green, much of its carbohydrate exists as resistant starch. This special type of starch isn't digested as quickly, meaning your blood sugar rises more slowly after eating it. But as the banana continues to ripen, something interesting happens. That resistant starch gradually converts into simple sugars. The softer and sweeter the banana becomes, the faster your body can absorb those sugars. A firm banana and a heavily spotted banana may look similar on the outside, but your body responds to them quite differently. Timing matters too. Many people grab a banana first thing in the morning because it's quick and convenient. If that's all you eat, you may feel energized for a short time, only to become hungry again much sooner than expected. A better approach is to pair your banana with protein or healthy fat. Try half a banana with plain Greek yogurt, or enjoy it with a handful of almonds. Even a spoonful of natural peanut butter can help slow digestion and keep you feeling satisfied longer. At this point, we've covered 4 fruits that deserve a little more caution than most people realize. That doesn't mean they're forbidden. It simply means they should be eaten thoughtfully. Now it's time to switch gears. The next 3 fruits are the ones that offer the biggest advantages when your goal is keeping blood sugar steady. And the first one has probably been sitting in your kitchen all along. Number 3, apples. You've probably heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. While that's certainly an oversimplification, apples do have several qualities that make them one of the better fruit choices for blood sugar management. The biggest advantage isn't the sweetness, it's the fiber. Apples are rich in soluble fiber, especially pectin, which helps slow the absorption of sugar during digestion. Instead of entering your bloodstream all at once, glucose is released more gradually, giving your body more time to respond. Most of that valuable fiber is found just beneath the skin. That's why peeling an apple removes more than just the peel. You also lose a significant portion of the nutrients that help make apples such a smart choice. Apple juice, however, tells a completely different story. Without the fiber, the sugars are absorbed much more quickly, producing a very different effect than eating the whole fruit. Even applesauce can be less satisfying because it requires less chewing and is digested faster. Whenever possible, choose a whole apple with the skin on. Chew it slowly. Your body will thank you. Now let's move to the runner-up on today's list. Number 2, grapefruit. When researchers compare fruits by their impact on blood sugar, grapefruit consistently ranks among the best. It's naturally low in sugar compared with many other fruits and contains compounds that researchers continue to study for their potential role in supporting healthy insulin function. Its high water content and fiber also make it incredibly filling for relatively few calories. But before you rush to the grocery store, there's one very important warning. Grapefruit can interact with many prescription medications. Certain cholesterol medicines, blood pressure medications, heart medications, and several others may not mix safely with grapefruit because compounds in the fruit can change the way your body processes these drugs. This isn't a minor issue. In some cases, grapefruit can increase medication levels in your bloodstream far beyond what your doctor intended. So if you take prescription medication every day, speak with your physician or pharmacist before adding grapefruit to your routine. If your medications aren't affected, grapefruit can be an excellent addition to a balanced diet. Now we've reached the fruit that deserves the number 1 spot. Number 1, blueberries. Blueberries may be small, but they deliver an impressive nutritional package. They're loaded with fiber, vitamin C, manganese, and one of their most valuable features, powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins. These natural compounds are responsible for the deep blue and purple color of the berries. Researchers have been studying anthocyanins for years because they appear to support healthy blood vessel function, reduce oxidative stress, and may improve the body's response to insulin. But here's the mistake many people make. They buy blueberries, then completely undo many of their advantages. Blueberry muffins, blueberry pancakes covered in syrup, blueberry pastries, sweetened blueberry yogurt, or smoothies containing multiple servings of fruit, fruit juice, honey, and flavored yogurt. At that point, the blueberries become the healthiest ingredient inside an otherwise high-sugar meal. Instead, keep it simple. Fresh or frozen blueberries work equally well. Enjoy about half a cup with plain Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a handful of nuts. That combination provides fiber, protein, and healthy fats, all of which help slow digestion and keep blood sugar more stable after eating. Sometimes the healthiest meal isn't the most complicated one. It's simply the one that allows nature to do most of the work. So now you've seen the entire ranking. Watermelon, pineapple, mango, overripe bananas, then apples, grapefruit, and finally blueberries taking the number 1 spot. But here's what I hope you'll remember after this video. No single fruit causes diabetes, and no single fruit cures it. Your overall eating pattern matters far more than any individual food. Eating whole fruit instead of drinking fruit juice, paying attention to portion sizes, pairing fruit with protein or healthy fats, choosing fiber-rich options more often. These simple habits can make a much bigger difference over time than chasing the latest superfood. Small decisions, repeated consistently, often produce the biggest long-term results. Before we finish, I'd like to challenge you. Open your refrigerator today and take a look at the fruit you already have. Ask yourself one simple question. Am I eating this in the way that gives my body the greatest benefit? Sometimes the answer isn't buying different food. It's simply changing how you eat the food that's already in your kitchen. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment below and tell us which fruit surprised you the most. And if you'd like to learn about the morning drinks that silently raise blood sugar, or the ones that may help keep it under control, Be sure to watch the next video. It may completely change the way you start your day.